Hello there, my dear friend. A very warm welcome to you. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer because we are embarking on a truly profound journey of inner transformation. We're going to dive into some deeply thought-provoking ideas and, more importantly, practical wisdom that can bring genuine change to your life. So, come on, let's just jump right into this because what we're discussing today, it is literally the architecture of your reality.
Now, I want you to take a deliberate pause right here. Really ask yourself, what kind of world do you want to live in? I'm challenging you right now to look completely past society's default templates. Look past what your parents, your peers, or your culture have always told you to want. What are your own genuine desires? Just take a moment to think about that. Because having absolute clarity at this very first stage, it's everything. To properly ground our philosophical exploration today, we are going to be drawing heavily from a truly fantastic source. The concepts we're unpacking are derived directly from the book Move Your World from Within by Nikhil P. Bhandare. It's an absolutely brilliant piece of work. What it does is that takes these huge, abstract philosophies and transforms them into actionable, concrete steps. So let's use these profound ideas to understand how to truly move our world.
But before we can design anything, right, we have to understand the very bedrock of our reality. And the fundamental truth is simply this. Your world is actively shaped by your point of view. It is not just something happening to you. On top of that, your feelings and your opinions, they are direct reflections of your experience reality. If you want to change the experience, you absolutely must understand this foundation first.
So, let's ask ourselves honestly, what genuinely makes life better? We've put up a few indicative examples to consider. Perhaps for you it's financial independence and wealth. Or maybe it's respect and influence in your community. It could be deeply meaningful companionship, health and stability, or just having a very secure, free support system. But remember, this list is only a starting point. I strongly urge you to sit down and honestly define your own specific, personal version of a better world. What exactly does that look like for you? Now, once you have that absolute clarity on what you want, we need to transition to understanding our internal emotional state. You see, so often we treat our feelings like random weather events, isn't it? A cloudy day here, a sunny day there, but they are so much more than that. Your feelings are actually a critical compass. They are literal signals coming directly from your core, trying to tell you something incredibly important about the reality you're currently inhabiting. Let us look at this carefully. If you're not feeling good about your life, if you hold negative or kind of distorted opinions about yourself or your current situation, please do not just brush them aside. These negative feelings are actually crucial signals. They're indicating a misalignment with your deeper values or aspirations. That discomfort you're feeling, it's simply your inner self tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, we are off track. Which brings us to a really beautiful quote from our source material. They must be interpreted with awareness and intelligence. You see, we can't simply react to our feelings blindly, and we certainly shouldn't suppress them either. We need to consciously anchor onto these feelings as signals. You have to use your intelligence to decode what that dissatisfaction is actually pointing towards. It's data, my friend, and it is incredibly valuable data for your redesign. And that brings us to the pivotal shift in our explainer today. We're moving away from the realm of passive wanting and stepping fully into the realm of active architectural thinking. Because there is a massive, massive difference between just hoping for a better life and actually designing one. Wanting is not designing. Dreaming is not building. Let's look a bit closer at this distinction. The absolutely crucial point to understand here is this. On one side, we have wishing, dreaming, and intentions. Now, these are lovely, but they are entirely passive. On the other side, we have designing, building, and I want you to listen to this word very carefully. Completed actions. Completed. The stark reality is that wishful thinking builds nothing. Zero. Only actions that are brought to a firm conclusion, actions that are actually completed, have the power to alter your reality. Let me be very clear here, speaking to you as a mentor and a friend, because we really need to bust some common self-help myths right now. The illusion of wishing is actually quite dangerous. Visualization alone does not change the world. Positive thinking alone does not change the world. Your intentions and your grand plans, I'm sorry, but they are simply not enough. Even unfinished work is not enough. Mere discussions about what you wish to do cannot and will not change your reality. So, to bridge this massive gap between your inner vision and your outer reality, we have to introduce the core concept of our explainer today. It's a word you have likely heard many, many times, but perhaps never in this specific context. The word is karma. But here, we must understand that karma is, quite simply, completed work. Let us see how this builds a completely new understanding for us. We are boldly redefining karma today. We're moving far away from the pop culture stereotypes of, some mystical ledger of good and bad deeds. According to our sourcebook, karma is defined as completed, directed work that serves as the building blocks of reality. It is executed, finished work. Only completed karma truly moves your world. Isn't that just a spectacularly powerful shift in perspective? Now, the obvious question, how do we actually do this? How do we execute this karma? Well, we require an execution blueprint. You must use your intelligence to break down your grand vision. Step 1, establish your major milestones. Step 2, break those down into actionable projects. Step 3, narrow those further into weekly goals. And finally, step 4, your daily tasks. This is exactly how you intelligently translate a magnificent dream into a concrete executable strategy. But be aware of the trap that catches so many of us. You create the daily tasks, you make a nice little to-do list, and then nothing happens. Why? Because a to-do list without a time structure often becomes just more wishful thinking. My earnest advice to you is this. You must assign dedicated time slots. Create a proper schedule and respect it. Without time actually attached to the task, there is no real commitment to the execution. Which naturally brings up a word some people really dread, discipline. But I want you to read this quote with me. Discipline is not oppression. It is self-respect in action. I really want you to absorb that for a second. Discipline is not some punishment you inflict upon yourself. Not at all. It is a deeply empowering personal choice. A schedule ensures your commitment, and following through on it, that is the absolute highest form of respect you can show to your own dreams and your own potential. Now, we transition into the final and perhaps the most beautiful phase of this entire process. As you complete these tasks consistently, as you execute your karma with discipline, a dual impact occurs. It's this intricate, wonderful dance of inner design naturally leading to outer transformation. Let's observe how this actually unfolds. The stark contrast of this dual impact is truly fascinating to see. Externally, yes, your desired world begins to slowly unfold around you as your projects are completed. But internally, you change your very core. Each completed milestone builds undeniable confidence. It builds deep self-trust. You develop emotional stability and true strength of character. You see, you're not just modifying your external circumstances, you are profoundly modifying who you are as a human being. And this, my friend, brings us to true empowerment. I want to clarify something absolutely essential here. Designing your world is not about having some fantasy control over fluctuating markets or uncertain life events or other people. No. True empowerment means you consciously choose your direction. You take full responsibility for your actions. You build consistently, day by day. And when life inevitably presents unexpected challenges, you adapt intelligently. That is what disciplined creation looks like. To bring it all together, let us reiterate this central thesis from the book, Move Your World from Within. The outer world reflects the structure of the inner world. Think about that. If your inner world is chaotic, just full of wishing and completely unstructured, your outer world is going to reflect exactly that. But if you design the inner world with clarity and you execute it through completed karma, you will absolutely witness the outer world transform to match it. So my friend, I leave you with this absolute certainty today. Your world will not change by accident. It will change by design. And that design begins entirely within you. So are you ready to stop wishing and start executing your karma? Thank you so much for joining me today for this explainer. Keep building, keep completing your work, and I shall see you next time. Take care.